Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here and welcome back to Let's Play the Novelist Part 6. So in the last part I felt really sorry for Tommy because we chose Linda's as a first, so her art show was a success, which I'm really happy about because, you know, she's going to be in a happier mood and it'll probably bring in more money for the family, so maybe we could like send Tommy to the camp for longer or something like that, or for more days a week. And Dan focused on his book and the publisher was happy with even the draft that he had time to do, so we compromised with him and it seemed to work out. It's just that we missed a day out with Tommy, which I felt bad about, but that's the choice that we had to make, and I felt like I made the best choices possible for that part. Sorry if you just heard my headphones creak. I really need some new headphones because these ones are they're kind of annoying. They're Beats, but they creak all the time and they always get like interference, so I'm definitely thinking about changing my headphones. But we're going to click space and resume the game. So this new chapter is called The Bottle. Oh goodness, this doesn't sound right. Linda and Tommy were getting worried about Dan, I'm guessing. Yep. Don't tell me he's turned to alcohol. Dan, why do you do this? Oh.
I just don't know.
Oh, that was creepy. Let's read this. Can we read this? Why isn't it? Read. Assembly time, approximately 3 hours. Required tools. Okay, so that's for Tommy's little car. There's a note here. Town list. Go to library, out of books again. Check community board for babysitters. Swing by the wild. New movie playing. Drop by Dr. Walker's. Call ahead. So that's one of Linda's. Is there anything over here? Oh, here's Tommy. Oh, we jumped straight into his memories. I didn't even read anything. Is there anything around here? Nope. In the kitchen, maybe? Nothing in here. Oh, here he is, drawing a picture of him and his dad. So he always just wants to spend more time with his dad. Like, that seriously seems to be every memory that picture is in. So he does just want to spend more time with his dad. Here we go.
But he promised.
If he doesn't do it, I'll help you, honey.
Oh, so that must be about building his car. Let's read his thoughts. Pack our car trip, just for cool guys. Why Daddy stayed in bed. Here's Linda. No distractions here, just us. Yep. Let's explore her memories.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. You're drinking whiskey. I wondered when that whiskey was going to come into play.
Why don't you stop at 2?
Damn you, Dan. Why do you do this? Visiting artist Linda Kaplan's show this week was the talk of the local art world. Hosted at the Westlake Gallery, the collection on display was striking. The artist, joined by her husband and son, was on hand to discuss her work with guests, who filled the room nearly to capacity, unlike other recent shows. This one, so her show went down a storm by the looks of it, and that's thanks to Dan. That really is thank you to Dan. I feel as if we have to focus on Dan in this chapter and compromise with Tommy. That's what I'm feeling already.
Oh my god. We just got home and wow. Now I wish we'd had a bigger gallery. It was packed. But I guess it's like a bar. Being loud and crowded just makes people think it's cooler. What an experience. So many people said that the promo in the paper caught their eye and stood out from the usual notices. And I've got a call with the agent Dan found scheduled on Tuesday. I don't know how I'll feel in the morning, other than hungover, but right now, I want that rush again.
So her show went very well. So yeah, we have found everything in Linda's memory, so let's exit out of there. What was that?
Looking good, Tommy.
Thank you.
Oh, let's read Dan's thoughts. New day, I can write my way back into this thing. Let's explore his memories too. There's something down here.
I think the rough draft was just enough to keep Paul off me a little longer. I hated sending it to him like that, but it was way better than sending nothing. At least I can prove I was working, that things are moving forward. He seemed to like the ideas that were there, though of course he had a lot of feedback. Fair enough. It was a rough draft, and I can't imagine the hell it would have caught if I'd sent him an empty envelope.
Okay, so Paul was a little bit happy that he had at least something, but obviously Dan needs to focus more on his book. Is there anything in here? Nope. Let's head up here. There we go. Oh. Is he drunk? Yeah, probably. See, he even has his whiskey on his... Your book is not going to be good if you are drinking whiskey whilst writing it. Trust
Hey,
me.
Dad, look.
Oh, neat.
Aw. So I've tried to do that in uni. Don't tell anybody this, but hungover writing is not fun.
Barb, I know I wrote yesterday, but I need your advice. I think Dan's drinking too much. And before you start to worry, let me say he's not an alcoholic. It's just because of the pressure he's under trying to finish the book. But you know Dan's never exactly been a health nut. He isn't gaining weight yet, though even that's just because alcohol kills his appetite. So he's hardly eating at night, which is another problem altogether. I don't think he sees what he's doing to himself, and I don't know how to break through to him about this. Sometimes I just want to say it's not like I have to get drunk to paint, but I know that's not the most mature way to handle it. Sorry for dumping all this on you. I just wanted to get it off my chest. Do you have any advice about how to talk to him? Yours, Linda.
Okay, so Linda, I'm guessing his jogging shoes are right there. He just has to make the effort. Girl, I don't think jogging's the thing that we need right now. That's not a priority. I'm sorry, but we have to search for more clues. I'm guessing this is one of Tommy's. Dan lying in bed. Dan, that's horrendous. You should not let your child see that. Whoops. We don't want to go into his memories. We want to read his thoughts. Is Daddy too sad to put together my car? Sarah's correct, and Tommy wants his car, which is understandable. He's a child, and he shouldn't have to see his dad get drunk and all that.
Alan, hey man, this is gonna sound odd, but I could use some advice. I'm in hot water here because, well, I've been drinking more lately. Man, there's just no good way to write that. I mean, I used to drink and write all the time in school. You remember that, right? I guess I got away from it when we got married, and definitely after Tommy came along. But he's in bed by 8:30 every night now. And let me be clear. I'm not blacking out or driving drunk. You know I'd never do something like that. I just have a few drinks while I'm working, safe and sound in the house. A writer who drinks isn't exactly unheard of. Wow, could I sound more defensive? But here's the hell of it. It's working. It's brought back that college hunger, that energy, and in the last week or two, the book's just singing. I don't even know what I'm asking here. Maybe I just wanted to start the conversation. If you get a chance, give me a call. Dan.
Oh, this makes my choice harder now. Because maybe he can go running and still drink and the book will still be good. But then I feel as if Tommy shouldn't have to grow up in a house where his dad is drinking a lot of alcohol just to do his work. Like, what example is that to set? But we've only found one of his clues. What? We need to find more. So let's see if we can find any more. Here's a journal. I'm guessing this is one.
Write drunk, edit sober. Apparently Hemingway said that. Or maybe someone else did. It doesn't matter because it's true. To write, you have to be fearless. You have to make choices and plow forward. Surprise the reader. Surprise yourself. make something that matters, not something safe. What does drinking do? It suppresses inhibitions. Yeah, there are typos, but that's what copy editors are for, and it's not like I'm drinking all day. I'm fixing most of this stuff myself each morning. Or early afternoon, I guess. I'm not stumbling around drunk all day and pissing myself. I'm trying to create something they'll remember me by. No one can imagine how stressful it is unless they've tried it. The pressure's so bad I just want to give up sometimes. On those nights, a drink is the only way to turn my mind off and get some sleep. When the book is done, I'll dial it back.
See, that's the thing. He could easily get addicted and become an alcoholic. Like, and what sort of life is that, really? Sorry, Dan, we just completely walked into you.
If he uses that Hemingway quote one more time, pretty much every night he's either super focused on his novel or too drunk for us to spend a regular night together. That used to be our time. We would put Tommy down for the night, have a glass of wine, 2 at the most, and talk about our days or maybe listen to a record. Now I'm lucky to get 1 night a week where he's sober and not writing. Most nights he has a bourbon. No, wait. Make that 4. And I read in bed until I fall asleep. He tries not to wake me up when he comes in, but you're never as quiet and graceful as you think you are when you're drunk, and in a dark room, no less. Of course I want his book to be great, but I also want my husband back.
I want your husband back too. I feel as if Dan's losing himself. We need to read his thoughts for his final clue. Here he is. No, whoa. Let's read those thoughts. Pour a bourbon and work on the apartment scene. So our choice in this part is to either go with Dan and carry on drinking, Linda, who has his jogging shoes and she just wants him to clear his head, and Tommy wants to build his toy car. And boom, this is difficult. I'm feeling we should at least compromise with Tommy. At least. Like, maybe he should be our main focus and Dan's our compromise, but then that means that leads to drinking, and in the long run that'll create more problems than I think it's really worth. But the jogging shoes just, I don't know, they just don't scream to me. I just don't feel like that's gonna make much of a difference, really. He'll just lose more time and then he'll be more stressed and everything will go wrong. So I'm feeling as if, I don't know, this is difficult. This is definitely a difficult situation. Maybe, I'm trying to think. Maybe if we choose Tommy, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna choose Tommy as our main one.
Yep.
Let's go down. Okay, maybe not. Right, Tommy. Dude, you better love me because you're being our main focus. Select the pedal car. Selecting the pedal car will choose Tommy's resolution for this chapter. Dan and Linda will be disappointed. However, if you've discovered Dan or Linda's desired outcome, you'll be able to find a compromise with one of them in the next chapter. We're going to go ahead and choose it. Oh, I don't know if that was the right decision or not, but I did it. And now I don't know. Oh my goodness, this game is getting so difficult to choose. And I've never played this game before. I have not watched any Let's Plays on it. I don't know what outcome leads to what. So I guess it's all just a matter of time until we wait and see. The Diary of Kay Williams, May 8th, 1952. Jay is gone and I am alone. That is the sum of it. No other thought enters my mind. Wed 38 years, now alone. A senseless accident has taken Jay from me. What I should do with myself I do not know. Money is no worry. Time, that is the thing. There is so much of it still ahead of me. I have been blessed with health, but that blessing is now a curse. It is nothing more than the curse of time alone without Jay. I attempt to look ahead, but cannot envision a path without Jay. For so long I had no need to imagine one. The children do not understand why I have come to this house alone. as they cannot understand my loss. Oh my goodness, don't tell us that Dan's gonna get into an accident because of drinking. The Diary of Kay Williams, May 12th, 1952. I cannot say that I feel better than I did upon arriving, for Jay is still gone, but I do feel a change. Some glimmer of a path is taking form in my mind. I cannot describe it other than a narrowing of thought. Perhaps time alone is to be thanked, or perhaps it is something else, something unknown. And you guys know already, I've seen a ton of you comment before, that something unknown is us. Someone made a really good guess, like, I already knew that the person, like, possessing the light and the flash of light that people had seen in the house was us. Like, we were the person who has been whispering these things and helped that narrowing of thought. However, someone commented on one of my videos, I cannot remember who it was, I apologise, but if it was you, you have a great imagination, and you were like, maybe they're not a ghost or anything like that, maybe it's a guardian angel, and they are just trying to look out for the family, and I love that idea. I fully believe in guardian angels. I believe that, sorry guys, 1 second. I fully believe that my grandma, my mum's mum, she passed away when I was about 2 years old, I think, and I fully believe that she is somewhere watching over me. She helps me to be a better person. She helps look after me, and I truly believe in that. Like, some of you may call me crazy for thinking that, but I honestly do. I've watched videos of, like, me when I was a baby and younger, and I've seen how she used to look at me, and I can tell just from those videos that she thought the world of me, which is something that I've grown up with knowing. Like, I used to watch those videos a ton. I love home videos for a start, but yeah, when I saw her, she seriously used to look at me the way you want someone to look at you. Like, you are the best thing on the planet, you are the most precious thing on the planet, and I feel like she's still watching over me somehow. And so if you guys feel that, like, if you believe in ghosts or like guardian angels and things like that, comment down below, because I'd love to, like, hear your stories of either who you think your guardian angel is. If you don't want to share that, that's fine. Just have a discussion below, comment below who, like, not even who, but whether you believe in that things, whether you believe in supernaturals, like ghosts, or maybe even like vampires and stuff like that, because I think it's super interesting. I watch a ton of ghost things. So yeah, that's my tangent for this video. Just comment down below whether you believe in that stuff, because I find it super interesting, and reading other people's opinions is really cool as well. Some of you might call me crazy. I'll hold my hands up and say, you know what, I might be crazy for thinking that, but I enjoy thinking that because it makes me focus on being a better person, and that's always a good thing, right? But anyway, we're going to go back into the game because I went completely off topic. So today I drove to McClendon's to buy coffee, wine and vegetables. Although I was not due to run short of those for a few more days, I confess I went to hear human voices, to be around the living. I conversed with a pleasant couple, and it did me no small measure of good. My first words came out as a croak, and I realised I had not spoken in days. A small reminder of my solitary days here, alone with my thoughts, thinking of Jay, staring at the sea just over the cliff, though I must confess that my gaze always drifts from the sea to the edge of the cliff. What? No. That doesn't sound good. Those thoughts should not be happening. So let's choose a compromise. I'm gonna go with Dan in this one. Sorry, Linda, and if this causes any more problems, I am so sorry, but I really hope it doesn't. So we're gonna select the bourbon. Oh, I could so regret doing that, but I feel as if we had to. Maybe get some water, maybe. Doesn't take much. But that's the thing, it's all, what would happen if... I don't like where these thoughts are going. Sure, yeah, maybe it's good. Not even trying to. Well, we are going to whisper to Dan and see where this leads us. Oh, here he is working on the car. Dan had a moment of clarity when he saw Tommy's pedal car lying half assembled on the floor and realised that it had been a week since he'd done any work of it. He was ashamed that his constant hangovers had kept him from making his son happy, so he got to work and finished the pedal car. Tommy was overjoyed. But Dan did reach a compromise. He would keep his drinking to 2 nights a week, no more. Talking about it so openly gave him a pause. He questioned whether he needed it all or if he'd already developed a dependence, but talking it over with Linda helped keep it in check. Okay, so that was quite good. He is only drinking twice a week. Linda couldn't understand why Dan was so reckless with his health. A few nights later, when Dan tripped and fell whilst trying to undress in the dark, Linda got fed up and threw one of his running shoes at him. When he saw the bruise on his arm the next day, he was ashamed how long it took him to remember where it had come from. Okay, that's not good. They got into like a physical fight. As July came to an end, the Kaplan's lives had developed a pattern. Let's see what that pattern was. Dan finished his first draft, but instead of accomplishment he felt disappointment. The book had gotten away with him. It was barely readable, much less publishable. Paul and Grofield gave him one last chance to get it into shape. They didn't have to tell him the consequences would be if he couldn't get it together. I feel like that's my fault. And on the following Tuesday, Tommy put on an art show in the den, explaining his drawing to his parents one by one. Dan got Linda to pretend they were an art auction, bidding against one another for each drawing. Dan would not be denied outbidding Linda every time. Whoops, I couldn't finish reading that. Dan and Linda had made reservations for a weekend at a bed and breakfast, but they both privately wanted to cancel it, as it had... I lost track. So you can pause that if you want to read it. Okay, so their marriage, I got from that, isn't doing very well. They still had a month left, but Dan's chances to change the course of the summer were growing fewer. No! We've got to get this together. I've got to get this together. I'm not letting this family fail me. However, I'm going to end this part here, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please give this part a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And the next part will be up soon, hopefully. I feel as if we do need to, well, I need to, really start thinking about the choices. Because obviously they have such an impact on this family. And I don't want Dan and Linda to break up, but who knows, maybe that is the reality of this game. Like I said, I've never played it before, I've never seen any other Let's Plays, so I don't know how it ends, or why it ends, or anything like that, so we'll have to wait and see. But thank you all for watching, and thank you all for your constant support. It means so much to me. I love you all, and bye guys!